Stuart Ross, Assistant Manager, thank you for your time. Well, despite the result, that certainly was one heck of a game to return to at Chapelgate with. How does it feel playing at home again?
It was a really great feeling for us all to be back at Chapelgate, back at our home, having played 4 games away this season at the beginning of the season, which is hard being on the road. But yeah, returning to Chapelgate was excellent, and we were all buzzing in the lead up to the game. I know the lads were looking forward to it in the build up to Saturday, so that was all really positive. And we know there's been a bit of delay, obviously returning back to our home at Chapelgate with the works that have been ongoing with Bournemouth University and the Bournemouth Sevens. So yeah, really delighted to have returned back to Chapelgate now and played our first home game where we belong.
A hard-fought one for sure, where BSFC just couldn't complete the comeback. What is your overall assessment of the game? What was missing that would have pushed you over the finish line, so to speak, in extra time?
Yeah, to be honest, we were really disappointed to come away with a defeat from that game in that cup tie against Blandford. I thought for the majority of the game, although it took us about 15 minutes to get into the game, I thought for the majority of the game we were the better footballing side, and it showed how good we are on the ball, and we played some lovely football at times. And you can always critique bits of areas of your gameplay, but I thought in general we were very, very good, and we went 2-0 up early on, and then they equalised, got 2 back, and then just before the stroke of half time, we got a third, which is a great time to get a goal. So we were really positive during that time, and then obviously Blandford went ahead into the second half, and then within 6 minutes to go of the full 90 minutes, Jack Voicey pulls it out the bag again and scores 2 goals, and that just shows the sort of depth that we've got and the energy and the effort we'll put in right to that final whistle. So there's lots and lots of positives to take out the game. Yes, there were times where we could have been better, but to be honest, there were some significant points in that game that where it sort of fell apart for us really. And I think that sort of the kick for us was when unfortunately one of our players was injured during the beginning of extra time, and we had used all our substitutions up, so we were down to 10 men, and let's be honest, when you're down to 10 men you're always going to be on the back foot. And I think if we're honest with ourselves, the game was pretty much gone by the wayside as soon as Blandford had scored that 6th goal to make it 6-5. It was always going to be a tough ask for us to come back into that with only 10 men. Again, we can critique different areas. Had we made the substitutions early? Too early, we don't know. I think what it is, we just got to learn from what happened, and consider extra time if that ever happens again in the future. And look at the depth that we've got on the bench. But all in all, I thought the lads were excellent, to be honest. They fought hard. 120 minutes of football is tough. It was a hot day. And actually the positive we take out, there's some lovely football played. And I'll stick by what I said. There was I thought we were the better footballing team at times. And lots of positive take from it going into Saturday's game against Westland Sports in the league.
And lastly, what can you take away from this game going into the next league fixture against Westland Sports?
I think it's just not that game against Blandford that what we got to take away from that game. I thought the first game of the season against Bridport, and I know it was the opener of the season, but I thought there was times of that game, in fact probably the majority of that game, we were absolutely excellent. And this is the sort of thing we try and get across the lads. We want to try and implement those good elements of football consistently into our game, because we're happy to say that there are times of our game where we're excellent. There's times of our game where we need to improve a little bit more, and I'm sure that's no different to any other teams. But if we can play some of the good football and the excellent football and the way we play it around the pitch, and we know we can score goals, and shows by the tally that Jack Voicey, our striker's notching up at the moment, that we can test any team in this league. whether it be the top half or the bottom half. We've got some very talented football players. They all are part of this squad. They're all good enough to be there. And if we play our very best, as I say, we can test any team in the Dorset Premier League. So that's what we're going to take going forward into the game on Saturday, our league game against Westland Sports. Yes, it'll be a tough test for us, but we're not afraid from playing away from home. We're not afraid of travelling the long distance, and we'll go and do our very best, and we'll implement our game plan. We'll give the lads the message that we need to, and we'll take the games to Westlands, and we'll see how it all pans out, and hopefully we come away with 3 points, because I'll be going there on Saturday with the team, with Danny away and the manager away this week, and that'll be my message is very clear, that we don't go away from Saturday after the game against Westland Sports other than 3 points.